So hello everyone, here. Welcome to my review of Game episode 8. For a really good episode. Second half was amazing. First half wasn't bad, but it was like another anime suddenly. It's like, okay, we're following this Arrow gamer girl. It's like, I only have female class students in my... You can't say this perfect. It was like, what is this? Yeah, first we had that thing. She of course turned out to be Chiaki's little sister, her little motor, right? She's the one, of course, finding Chiaki near the end there, and Chiaki's like mental collapsing on the floor. And, son, what did they do to you? Yeah. So, yeah, we saw that, of course, in the last second there of her own story, where she has that Rainbow Court game, and O'Neill-san enters like, what is this game, honey? You play this kind of games? But no! I got it from a friend. He has the number, the M tag on it. Friend didn't remove it. Yeah. So the first story is a little off. That was pretty funny. Of course, she's also like falling for Amano. But I did like it though, because I'm a big fan of fourth wall jokes. So as you can assume, I'm a big fan of Deadpool, and I mean Deadpool, you know, way before he was popular as Spider-Man. I mean Deadpool like 10 years ago, or more years back. Then he was cool, and I was with Deadpool back when he was not, you know, famous. No, but seriously, I find it actually it's a little overplayed now. If you talk about Deadpool, because he used to have like one comic, or maybe it should be actually like a guest appearance every now and then. And then he got big before the movies. He got big in the comics, and he had like huge number of like Deadpool squad, Deadpool family. It was ridiculous. So anyway, so fourth wall jokes. She just pretty much only for jokes, right? So I would call her the Deadpool of the game. So what's really like 3, 4 was in a row. There. Like he looks like a protagonist from a typical. Vision novel game, right? And she was like, he's even stupid like a typical protagonist, or even slowly like a protagonist. She kept calling, she kept confirming that Amano-kun is the main character. It's like, yeah, typical main character, typical main character. Always slow, typical annoying main characters. I keep saying that, and of course it's true. He is very, not just behavior-wise, but how he looks. That he's not too much standing out. It's like a kind of typical. Ordinary appearance, right? But also it's like body behavior and so on, right? As you went there, he moves slow and so on. A typical main character. Like he said that the main character usually is energetic, like whoa, that kind of character, like Aguri, which is like Aguri's I'm gonna play now, and like third person and so on. But that's never gonna be like a main character in most games, right? Or in anime and so on. Rarely you're gonna have that like energetic third person shooter talking character herself. She will rather be the main character, right? So that was kind of funny. So all the parts was funny. Her whole like disguise was funny. It's like dressing up as a typical like pearl, like an old skibby. Like perfect disguise. And like kind of swirly glasses. I'm gonna go in here and buy some Mary Gay. And I like it too because she was like looking at different games there. And she was there at the Arrow 18 plus games there. And there's this other guy after. So he hops away because he's like, because you know, right? If you go to those places, I've never been to that, but I would just assume there's kind of place you go there and you buy the game and you never want anyone else to see you, right? So she's still first. She's like, I can't enter now, which so I have to wait to my turn. You have to go to one person, right? It's a problem how it is. It's like, oh shit, someone else is here. It's like super awkward, yeah. And then of course she falls for Amano because he's like defending this Rainbow Court game. But I have to say though, that was very, very Amano. Very, very typical him. But that was really annoying. I really annoyed at him. And he was like, why is it a good game? I like it. Why do you like it, Amano-kun? I just kinda like it, you know, graphics are bad, but that doesn't tell you anything. And like his defense wasn't like, the game has amazing storyline and so on. Yes, it's old graphics, but everything else is amazing. He was like, I know the graphics are bad. It's still a good game. It's like, that's not a defense! You're telling me that, yeah, I agree with you. I like to play like emulator games, so I like to play old whatever NGN games. I can get some trying out different games. You can't buy them. You can't even find them, and so on. And of course, I have a huge collection of like 200 Super Nintendo games, and so on, which I own myself, of course. Nintendo games I collect, yada 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 yada. No, I am absolutely not for graphics. But your defense of a good game can't be like, well, this game has bad graphics. But graphics doesn't matter. Like, that's not a defense. They're just confirming that the game is bad in graphics. And so yeah, typical Amano. Ridiculously bad at explaining something, right? Like okay, thank you, bad main character. And of course, she started crying. Like, oh, someone else liked this game. So anyway, we got this chapter. Get to the next story. Where marriage? That's the first part of this episode, like half a story. Then we go to the next part, the marriage. And I love the 10 last minutes were amazing. The first one was kind of weak in that aspect, though. Completely other storyline, right? Second part was amazing. Of course, we see them all getting married. So we heard the scene like they got married before we could tell you. And Chiaki was always poor. I was like, what is this? It must be some dream. Oh, they're playing those like board games. Reminds me directly of course Himouto, Himouto, where she just played the game, and that game did better though, because there's basically one scene there, and her brother is getting married to her friend. I can't remember her name, but yeah, like they're getting married in that board game. And then they had this option: should we go here for a career? Or should we think? Kids is like, oh, it's a whole option. We didn't have that in this game. So one thing I didn't like when they were playing the game, it was a completely random, right? The other game, for example, there in Utaharu, they're not playing a board game, but also it's very, very random. But when you land on certain tiles there, they get an option that you want to do A or B. Like, do you want to get a kid, or do you want to get a better job? Right? They have like the options. And that makes it even funnier, because then the character's like super serious, like, oh, I don't know. I don't have insurance. Yeah, like they're super serious. Like, should I get insurance first? Should I get anything? Here's it's completely random. So that could have been better, I think. There's an easy addition, I think you have that. Like a very similar game here. For example, when Aguri get the thing, do you want a second child, or do you want this thing? Or it could be like, do you want to do A or B? And then when you pick A or B, you think, if you do A, this could happen. Or maybe something more. And you pick A, and then you roll a dice, or something. Or you pick this, or you read the card on the side, say, oh, you picked A, you get a kid. But, you also lose your husband. Like, yeah, there could be something else right there. That could have been a little more fun. So, that's the only thing I didn't like with that thing. That they could have added a little more option for the characters. Then, because no one's like, yeah, Aguri is pissed off at Amano because he keep getting them knocked up. And it's like, you know this protection! Like, yeah, but like, they just random. It's better if they had this option, right? We were playing this game and they had the option, and she was like, well, you didn't. 3 years ago when we were over here, you could have bought insurance, but instead you bought the car. That's your fault. Yeah, like, they never had actually any like choices. So, the ending could have been a little motivated there. And also could have been, they could have been like just 1 or 2 scenes there when they had options, right? We could see that, and then we could have said episode. So because they're kind of starting after, because we get in there when they had played the game for like, let's say, an hour. I don't know, but let's say they played the game for an hour, right? So they're already married and so on. So we don't really actually get to see it anyway. So there could have been some previous decision making. So that was really poor. But anyway, it was super fun, of course. Classic David Urahara Tasuku being jealous on. That's my girlfriend. It's like, why is it always you with my girlfriend? With Aguri and Amano, right? And Tendou, of course, then you're like, oh, I never been to meet Amano. I loved it too. I was saying at first, like, Tendou gonna be better at this game because she's good at everything. Tendou is the best at everything. Oh, yeah, her sister, Chiaki's sister is actually. That's a funny weird. Her sister is, like, she sees Tendou as her big rival and that, yeah. And she never entered the room when Tendou was there. I was thinking, like, she might recognize her name or something. It's like, that's the school of the Tendou boys. Yeah, like, yeah. Anyway, so Tendou-san is the best at this game. And she messes everything, except she can't get real love. She keeps getting like a huge amount of money, right? The other one, like, loses 2,000 yen. She get like 50,000 yen, 100,000 yen. Just keep getting all this money. She's like, I'm so rich, but I can't buy anything because I have no friends in this game. It's like, that was great. She's too good at the game, yeah. She's like the most player with all the most freedom. You can do what you want, but I can't get what they actually want. So that was really awesome. I wish that the game is about how to win the game, so I mean obviously it's a bit pissed off anyway. It was kinda like, how would we win the game? I was like, yeah, put 9, I can go really far. It's like, does that matter to go really far in the game? Is the game like a circle, or is like you go into the middle and see what happened when you got there? Yeah. There's a little undefined what's happening. So like, is it good to go long steps or short steps? I don't know. So, but that was good. And of course we see the whole Sasha line in there, and Nurhai's the only one knows it. It's like, yeah, the two are perfect for each other. And I love this scene. He was like trying to put away her phone. It was like, she's gonna find out his motorcycle. He's like, gotta push it. I love that scene. He's going down. He's like, gotta kick the phone. Right, and you see, like, what are you doing? Are you stretching? Like, what's are you? Like, they're all looking at me like, well, what are you doing? I'm doing nothing strange. nothing. So he managed to do that, but of course in the end there, the big reveal, that's gonna be something very big next episode. The big reveal is that she find out Chiaki that who is Tutsuchi, I think his name is in the game. And he's like, oh, Nobu-san and Mono-san are very special to me, because you heard 2 names. They even have the same name setting, right, as she explained to, as they both explained to the Hara individually. So he was like, oh, it's half my mother's maiden name, and this and this. He's like, oh my god, they're both ridiculously lame, they're both equally lame, my god, they're so lame. Like, yeah, like that thing. They're so perfect for each other. And that was kind of sad even that. That was funny and sad. That was kind of, yeah, like, that was really tragic in a way. Because you see from his perspective, he's like, I saw a girl that I saw her, like he was like, yeah, he's like, I can't even explain it. Like, yeah, and that's was sad, because obviously he knows everything. So what he sees there is that she finds out that, wait, I'm the one he plays with? Keta is my best friend, right? And she gets completely shocked. And he sees it, right? And he's like, I saw a girl that I know, and her mind was crushed. He's like, he doesn't work. He's sitting there like, because he's sitting there here, right? And they're like, she's over there, Keta is there, Tendou is there, and his girlfriend Aguri is here. And he's like, wow, I don't know how to explain this thing. This is just really tragic. Yeah, so that was actually tragic. So there was a great part there that she found out to without the main character Amano finding out. Like, he's just being next to him, he's talking to Tendou about his internet girlfriend. That part was funny though. That part was funny when he was playing the game and Tendou's like, oh, you this Mono-san lady, she's good at this game. Like, oh yeah, she's really good. When we have her with us, we can beat the bosses. So you have other like internet girlfriends? No, she's not a girlfriend. She's more like a special friend on the internet. Like, really? I don't have any male friends, but no, only girls. Like, leave me alone. that was great though. Tend to not playing the game with it. Well, if there are as most social games, I used to have my blog about Marvel Visual Live way back in the years when the game was still live, and like that game, it took a similar game to that. That's like a 2-3 hour, 2 years of investment to play the game. Not that much, but I played like 10 minutes every day for like 2 years, like to be like max level, right? To be so if that's the game he's playing, if Chiaki can't play that kind of game, Tendou-san can't actually just rejoin that game and just being their partner and being good at it, because it takes just a lot of time, like spread out time. You can't just like overpower it and just like, yeah. Unfortunately for her. But it would be actually, I found it a little lacking though, that she didn't say that. Maybe I should be your internet social buddy, Amano-kun. It's like, oh yeah, why don't you have a girlfriend? Like, yeah, that was a little weird actually. She had actually offered to start playing the game with him, because she was like super jealous, of course. And well, I guess she hates those kind of games. She's like a e-sport kind of hardcore player. She probably doesn't like those kind of social network. I assume, but it was a little strange. I didn't ask him much. It was funny, love the scene, but I think she should ask to say, "Do you want me to play the game with you?" or something, or seeing her like afterwards hitting the phone like, "What's the game called?" "I'm gonna start leveling that game and be the best in this game. I'm gonna join this fucking." That would have been something I would wish to see as well. Maybe it's happen next week, but I think that could be good. Like partial scene here after you see her being crushed. We can also see Tendou-san just like downloading that game, be like, I'm gonna start playing the game. I'm gonna be the new Mono-san too. Like, yeah, that could have been something. That's really well, yeah. Aguri was. I want more Aguri, I suppose. So super cool this episode. Lad all part with her. She was like getting happy there. It's like, yay, Aguri's gonna go now. It's like, another kid. Stop! Yeah, that was great. Of course, Chiaki being poor all the time also was good. That's just so weird too, because he just felt like it's like her. Like, yeah, whatever she does, she's like good to graduate, but she can't get any job, and then she gets married to Urahara, and they have to pay extra alimony. Like, what? It's like, you're losing more money getting married right away. He's like, oh, you're losing money. Yes, but cheating on you. It's like it's downward spiral. It's just a classic Chiaki thing. Like, no matter what she does, it's horrible, right? No, like great episode, second half there. But I do think the biggest miss is that you should have that, like, just tiny option. You should have like, do you want to get insurance, or do you want to get this thing? And then the fighting would be more, yeah, or like, and especially it was like, It's my phone, yeah. Like it was like this, right? So you read the answer here, right? And it's like, oh, if you do this thing, it says 2 different options, like A, da-da-da-da, B is like da-da-da, but then it's like, you have to flip the thing, right? And then it's like, actually, A is this thing, if you are married, or like some special condition happening when you flip the card, something says, this is a special condition for you. That would have been way funnier. So it's like, so Amano is like, hey, says, you and your wife get 10,000 yen. Oh, that's pretty good. B, you and your wife get blah blah blah, but there's no side effect. Side effect. So like, A, if you already have 2 kids, you get 2 more kids to pay for your money. Oh, we have 4 kids now. Sorry, Aguri. Like that would have been way funny, right? If they had something like that. It's like a very brief. It's like a big strategy. It's more like a easy A or B, maybe C option, and you pick the option, say that, okay, you actually got this thing, or you divorced her, and so on. And then they will keep getting more and more kids and more bigger family and happier and getting married. Where and Tendou would have kept saying that, do you want to go to your office meeting now? Or do you want this thing? He said, no, I'm going to this data set. I don't want the money. I have so much money anyway. And then it's like, oh, on this day, you meet this guy, and that gives you a better career. It's like, no, I didn't want a better career. And that would have been great, too. She kept trying to not have a career. And she did have a career. So I think that actually was a big miss there, I think. Still really funny, but I think it could be funnier if the cats were keeping to, like, not do what they get in. Especially Tendou, she would keep trying to not be in this, like, money income loop. And trying to get love in the game. And kept getting money anyway. And be like, I don't want money! I want my Amano! That would be way better. And Chiaki, of course, to be getting poorer and poorer. No matter what she does, we get poorer, right? Yeah. So anyway, have a great day. See you guys next week. And yeah, good episode.